Now I saw in my dream that they got through the enchanted ground where they were prone to sleep, and they entered Beulah land. Its air was sweet and pleasant, and they took comfort there for a season. They continually heard the birds singing, and so every day flowers appear on the earth, and heard the voice of the turtle dove in the land. In this country the sun shone day and night. This was beyond the valley of the shadow of death, outside the reach of giant despair. They could not see from this place Doubting Castle. They were in sight of the city and they were going there. They met some of the inhabitants of this land, the shining ones, who walked commonly on the borders of heaven. In this land also the contact between the bride and the bridegroom was renewed, and the bridegroom rejoices over the bride as God rejoiced over them. They had no want of corn or wine in this place, and they meant an abundance of everything they sought on their pilgrimage. They heard voices coming out of the city, loud voices saying, "Yes, you daughter of Zion, behold, your salvation comes. His reward is with him." Here all the inhabitants of the country called them. They are the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord, the ones who have been sought out. Now as they walked in this land, they rejoiced more and more, in fact more than in any part of the kingdom that they had been near. They were close to the city, and they had a perfect view of it. They saw it covered in pearls and precious stones. They saw the streets paved with gold. They saw the pure natural glory of the city, the reflection of sunbeams upon it. And Christian with desire fell sick. Hopeful had a fit of the same disease. They lay there a while, crying out because of their heart longings. If you find my beloved, they said, tell him I am sick of love. Well, we're on a little morning pilgrimage. Christian and hopeful are coming towards the end of their journey. They're coming to the very edges of the promised city of God. They're in a place called Beulah land, a place that is beautiful, a place that is full of great wonder and joy. It is to be on the very edge of this life, in a way, to be very close to heaven. There are times in people's lives when they become very aware of how close heaven is. They become very aware of how near they are to the city of God. But for some, they then step back and into the world and have a little further to travel. But for others, they just move closer to God's promised land. And instead of being filled with fear at the thought of arriving in the city of God, they're filled with joy and with peace. It is something that is at times, I fear, very much missing from what Christians say and what Christians believe and what they desire today. And we live very often in the fear of death, not with the expectation of joy and eternity beyond. Pilgrim is written in a time when John Bunyan knew that life was often short and brutal. Maybe we've become soft in our world. But that doesn't change the nature of the city of God. It is still there. It is still wonderful. It is still a place to desire to be, a wonderful place to behold. As Christians, we have longings to be with God and in his precious city. And may God encourage us and bless us. May he build us up in these days. May he comfort us. Well, from me and my little friend on our little morning journey, have a good day. God bless.